Roomtone Podcast is a show produced by us, three movie nerds shooting the shit while talking about shooting the shit. Each episode builds upon the last, so we recommend starting at the beginning. Now, let's make a movie. Should we get to the root of our argument?
Yeah, there's a bone.
What's the bone?
We have a raging boner to pick with you.
Oh, good.
You've spread misinformation to us on the podcast.
And on our platform, even.
Oh, really? How so?
This is not the last season of Stranger Things.
Yeah, I realize that now watching the finale, which is weird because I remember it so vividly, like multiple people saying this is the last season, this is it, this is gonna be fun, and that's why there was like a 2-part.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, my assumption was like, oh, no, that makes sense. 2 parts.
Yeah.
That's usually a finale thing.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, it's like the last 30 minutes of like the show, which was like already like a 2-hour episode.
Oh, yeah.
Which is like crazy.
Yeah. And we won't maybe we don't do any major spoilers on like right now, right here.
Oh, I won't. But, but like, you know, when like not all the conflicts were like being wrapped up, I was also very confused. I'm like, whoa, wait, there's another one?
Yeah.
And then like, yeah, there's something that clearly shows that there's going to be another season. Like if they ended on this note, it's like, what?
Yeah, no.
That or a movie.
Oh.
I guess I could see that because they already kind of did that.
No, there's like a confirmed season 5.
Is there? Okay.
Which would make sense too. And Maddie was pointing out like all of the like new characters that got introduced to like in this season, which I'm very happy that there's going to be a new season because, boy, this finale really just fucking lit my fire.
Yeah,
it was so much fun.
Yeah, I agree.
There was one part, and yeah, we won't spoil too much, but basically they went into this. Do you remember like the big montage with Eddie Munson and he used his guitar?
Yeah.
So that whole scene was just fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And literally it happened and it finished and Maddie and I were just looking at each other on the couch and she goes, "That was so metal. That was that was the most metal ever."
Yeah.
And then like it cuts to Dustin who looks up at Eddie and goes, "That was the most metal ever."
Because it was.
It was.
It truly was.
Since we're on the note of Stranger Things, what was your guys' opinion about the part 2 to season 4?
I loved it. I mean, I thought the part 1 was better, but they're the same story.
It's very hard to like, compare part 1 and part 2 since like
I wouldn't.
Yeah. I don't want to.
Yeah. How did you like the season?
Yeah, I guess season 4 in general.
Season 4 could fucking get pussy all day long.
Oh, you could get mine for sure.
Can I hear what your tier season is? Like
4.
from 1 through 4, where would you rank them?
Probably 4, 1, 3, 2.
That's fair.
Yeah, I think I liked season 4 the best. I mean, the characters are established and we just get to like watch them kick ass and get traumatized. 1 was classic and just a lot of fun. And like did really well at setting things up. And I think I liked 3 more than 2 because 2 was basically a carbon copy of 1.
Yeah.
And so I really liked season 3, just kind of like the way that it morphed and explored the characters. And that was with the Mind Flayer and with Billy and all that. And so I think that was like a really fun concept. And then, 2 was fine. Yeah. But I think 2
is so boring.
See, I heard someone, I'm not going to say their name, but they listen to this podcast, so they'll know who they are. They said number 2 was their favorite. And like that blew my mind as well. Yeah. For me, it would go 1, 4, 3, 2.
Yeah.
Because
I support that.
1 really just like ignited my like love for the series, of course.
Yeah, totally.
And like it also encouraged me to play D&D, which now I do on a regular basis.
Yeah.
It was a good time. And 4 was just killer. No words need to be said about 4.
Yeah, I support that.
Which is very weird because you think like the 4th movie, like things are gonna drop off in quality and like whatever, but no.
They're just getting to the good parts.
They really are.
Yeah, they got significantly better.
Yeah, big fan. Just of everyone's like glowing up and changing and just like coming into their own.
God, they're really fucking with Will and that haircut though. Like they don't.
Well, I'm so glad because I was just waiting throughout all of season 4 for Will to have a glow up and for like him to get a haircut for like him to be confident. And then when you told us that there wasn't going to be a season 5, and I was like, oh no, Will. But now, dude, season 5 is going to come in, and Will's going to come out like fucking gelled. He's going to have
I don't
bad.
think he
Yeah,
is.
no, he's not gonna
I
look
think
good.
he's always going to be pathetic.
He's gonna look like a mushroom
You
the entire time.
mark my words. They're cutting his hair season 5.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
Yeah.
But I still think he's pathetic.
Which I think that makes
He's
sense.
too like weird and shifty and depressed.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying he's going to be any cooler, but he'll at least look less dumb.
I feel like Will is a very interesting character because he almost doesn't seem like part of the group, even though he is. He's always like the one in distress.
Yeah.
Or I shouldn't say always. 3, he wasn't. But 2, he was.
Yep.
1, he was. And
4, he is.
Is he in distress?
I'd say so.
He's just stressed about being gay.
That's true.
It's a gay panic.
That's true. We're all having it. Yeah. Will's character was a little weird.
Yeah, him and Elle almost kind of switched places of like being the like separated like special one that was kind of isolated from the rest of the group.
Yeah, it's weird how their connection has grown throughout this like the series.
Whose?
11 and Will's, because they're in this season are damn near siblings.
Oh, I didn't catch that.
They literally live with each other.
They live with each other.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, true.
And have the same mom, so
and
yeah.
give advice to one another.
You know what? That's true.
I didn't catch that.
I didn't. How? Explain to me. How,
What does he have to do? Hello, Sister 11. How
Yeah.
are you doing?
Yeah, he didn't even call her sister.
Brother Will. Hi.
That sounds like her. Yeah. I would have expected that. Yeah, no, that's true. I can see that. And they're both in love with Mike.
They're both in love with Mike, which is tragic in its own realm.
Yeah, it's hard.
The 2 people are in love with Mike. That's crazy.
God, Finn Wolfhard is out here just changing.
No kidding. Changing the game.
Just pulling people in.
Yeah. It's like the combination between that and like Timothy Chalamet. Like there's a whole other like Hollywood pretty boy type.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it crazy how that transition happened from like, you had like the Brad Pitts of the world, the Leonardo DiCaprio, to like now we're going more towards Timothy Chalamet.
It's like dark-haired femboys.
Yeah, just very, scrawny dudes.
Yeah.
Having a good time. Yeah.
Yeah, they're really making life hard.
Yeah, they really are. Hey, you know what? More power to them. More power to them. I'm happy for all of them. And pause for room tone.
My name is Maddie, and today I ate a bagel with honey walnut cream cheese on it, and it made me happy.
Oh, yum.
Ooh, that does sound delicious.
It was very good.
What kind of bagel was it?
Just sesame.
That does sound yummy.
That was nice.
What's your breakfast of choice?
My ideal perfect world breakfast?
Yeah, you wake up, you don't have to do any of the work, you don't have to do any of the cleaning, you just get to eat the food. What's your ideal breakfast?
Toads in the hole, which are pieces of bread that you cut the inside out of and then you toast an egg on the inside.
Ooh.
That and like bacon.
And bacon, just bacon.
Yeah, just like extra crispy bacon on the side.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way to start the day.
And coffee, and iced coffee.
Oh.
So, do you add a little bit of juice to any of that mix? Are you a juice person?
Yeah, yes. Realistically, I would like juice and coffee.
Same.
But
this
in
is
like
your fantasy, Maddie.
Right,
You're
okay,
allowed to have both.
I can have both.
Well, that makes me happy. The last time I brought you breakfast in bed, I gave you juice and coffee.
And Little Caesar's pizza.
Yeah, and not bacon or toads in the hole.
And not bacon or
Did you just
toads in a hole.
Bring her the liquid? I don't think that's counting as breakfast in bed. Oh, I'm so romantic.
I count it. Well, yeah, I just kind of dumped it in the bed. I'm like, wake up.
Yeah, wasn't it like 2 pieces of toast?
Hell yeah, dude.
Hell yeah. Well, here's
trying to remember if
here's
there
the
was anything
thing,
else.
because you're rarely hungry within like 2 hours of waking up.
That's
Not necessarily.
But like typically you don't eat like right when you wake up. Like almost every time you wake up and I'm like, hey, you want me to make you some breakfast? And almost every time you say, I'm not hungry.
It's probably just because I'm drinking coffee.
Oh, wow. My name is Austin Swain. I'm an animator and video production specialist in commercial advertising. And my fun fact today comes from the very first recorded writing of a movie script. And fun fact, it was for a silent film.
interesting. That makes sense.
Goes to show that script is not always about dialogue. But the considered earliest example of the modern script was for a 1902 film, A Trip to the Moon.
Yeah, that's like the first movie, isn't it?
Is it? I'm not sure. That'd be cool to watch. A Trip to the Moon.
I've seen that.
Okay.
That's the one with like that big moon
Yeah.
and like a bullet goes inside or
Yeah.
something, right?
Yeah.
I've always wanted to see that, but I've never. I didn't know
Yeah.
that was like the first movie, if that's the first movie.
I thought it was something like that. Well, yeah, that makes sense that the first script would belong to the first movie.
Belong to the first movie. True.
That would make
Wouldn't you
a
know
lot of
it?
sense.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens when you look up your fun facts at the last minute.
My name is Austin Arpeza. I'm an amateur filmmaker, and a fun fact about me, I just recently bought Everything Everywhere All at Once on Blu-ray.
Oh yeah.
Finally have that. And now they have the audacity to release a record.
Gotta get a record player.
I gotta get a record player just so I can play this one record.
Well, if you do buy the record, you can store it at our place.
Oh, there we go. I don't think I'm gonna buy the record. I definitely have enough stuff from them. But nonetheless, it looked very cool. The art was very cool.
I bet.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
I bet the record's awesome.
Mm. It's one is the bagel, one is the googly eye.
Oh,
Yeah.
on either side?
I believe there's 2 records.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's pretty nifty.
Yeah, I like that.
In my opinion. We decided to talk about script formats and what's the purpose and what to kind of look out for as we're producing our own. And we thought the best way to deliver that information would be in a little trivia competition against Austin and Maddie.
Bring it, bitch.
Bring it, fucking asshole.
Boom, 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 boom. Do I get a theme song?
We call you
Fuck
Swain
you,
so
asshole.
much.
Bring it, bitch.
Yeah.
But do I get a theme song?
You do. Da, da, da. Da, da, da.
Oh, Maddie gets the Barry theme song?
She gets the bear. Fuck yeah.
Not fair.
You asked for it, baby.
You could have picked a better theme song.
He could have. Let's choose team names. Swain, what's yours?
God damn. All right. Well, so I've got a cat on my lap. So my team name is going to be Swain Cat.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, bad name, but all right.
Let's.
You no longer have a cat on your lap.
The cat just left.
He wants your pencil. He's an intellectual.
The host has stolen my only teammate. I'm going to be called Sad Swain Team.
All right, we have Sad Swain team.
Nice.
on the left corner and on the right, Happy Sad Swain team.
Cheesy biscuit.
Ooh, Cheesy Biscuit. All right.
Good name. Dun dun. God, that makes me want Red Lobster.
I know.
We should just get
I thought
sponsored
you-
by restaurants every time.
I thought you meant that's what you want your name to be is Red Lobster.
So we're gonna be playing a little trivia game, learn about scripts and shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ding ding. Bring it. Bring it on. Hosted by AO.
That's me. All right, yeah. So we'll start this off starting with 1 point.
Per question.
1 point per question.
How do we play?
I will ask a question,
Okay.
and I will allow both of you to answer said question, and whoever gets it right gets a point, and whoever doesn't get a point.
Okay.
So we answered at the same time, or what?
Yeah. Oh, actually, you know what? How about
Should get like whiteboards or something.
Yeah. Do you?
Yeah,
have
I was gonna
whiteboards?
say we could copy each other.
That's
Well, you
true.
can just write it down on our phones.
Mm-hmm.
Do you, yeah. Okay.
Can you read this?
Yeah.
Penis.
It says penis.
Nice.
Pen is.
It's working.
Can you read that?
That says orgy. Jag.
Vag.
Nice.
The P versus the V.
Yeah.
A tale as old as time.
This is the real battle of the sexes.
Oh shit.
All right. Starting with 1 point per question, I will start you off with something easy. True or false? A script is only for actors to know their lines and what is going on within the story.
Ready?
Yep.
You want to count us down or something?
And 3, 2, 1. Ooh, we both got false. That's
False.
1 point each.
Fuck yeah.
I will give you guys extra credit if you can name me one other purpose for a script.
Besides for actors?
We'll do a raise hand for the bonus question.
Director.
Boom. The another answer I would have accepted was the AD, the assistant director.
Oh.
They are the ones who gather items needed within the scene.
Oh, for different props and set decorations and things like that.
Yep.
Right on. Yeah, makes sense.
But yeah, you are right. The director also needs it.
Yeah.
Oh,
The director kind of needs everything.
Yeah.
It's true.
All right. We have 2 points for Cheesy Biscuit and 1 point for Sad Swain.
Pathetic Swain.
Wah, wah.
Sad Pathetic Swain.
Oh.
Brr, brr. All right. You guys ready for question number 2?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm ready.
This one is also worth 1 point.
Yeah. Stakes are high.
When trying to indicate a flashback in a script, where would you put it? Would you put it within A, the action line, B, between the scenes, or C, in the scene header?
Can you define an action line for me?
An action line would be describing what's happening within the scene. So if you were saying that your character sits up and goes to pick up an item, you would use that for an action line.
Okay, got it.
Can you reread the 3 options,
Yep.
please?
There's A, action line, B, between a scene, or C, in the scene header. How would you indicate a flashback?
I am ready.
You guys ready? All right. In 3, 2, 1. So we have C for both. Yep, that is correct.
Hey.
Both in the header.
Bow, bow, bow.
A scene header tells you whether or not you are inside or outside, tells you the time of day, and tells you a location.
And if it's a flashback or not.
And if it's a flashback.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Cool.
Which
Sweet.
does, I think, include within the time, like
Probably.
time frame. Yeah.
Oh, sure, yeah. Ah, shit.
Good job. Good job. All right. We are at 3 points, Cheddar Biscuit. And
Cheesy Biscuit.
We are at 3 points, Cheesy Biscuit. And 2 points,
tally.
Sad Swain.
Oh, yeah. I'll keep
Sad,
it.
Pathetic Swain.
We'll keep a
3.
tally on our little boards.
Sweet, sweet, sweet. All right. Are you guys ready for the next one?
Yeah. Hit me with it, son.
All right. This one's going to be worth 2 points.
Oh, shit. We just dropped a whole nother level.
Since we're talking about headers, true or false? A scene can be both in an exterior and interior header.
A scene can be both interior and exterior.
True or false?
What?
A scene can be both exterior and interior within the same header.
The silence is deafening.
Mm-hmm.
That's a hard one.
Yeah,
I'm intrigued. I don't know if I have the right answer.
we'll see. Let me know when you're ready.
Okay.
Cheddar
Sorry. It can happen within one scene.
Biscuit. A scene header can be both external and internal.
Interior and exterior.
Sorry. Exterior or interior.
Okay.
All right. Let's see your answers. And 3, 2, 1. False. Correct.
Hey.
For an extra point, can anyone give me an example when it's both?
Wait, how? It can't be both. We said false.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. That's...
We got the point anyway.
Yay!
I fucked it up. You're right.
Oh, we were wrong?
Yep, it's true.
Oh, we were wrong.
A scene can be both an exterior and interior.
Damn.
So if someone is driving a car, that is considered both an exterior/interior.
Really? Okay. See, I would.
You would consider it interior, right?
Well, I was gonna say the reason that I said false is because the definition of a scene is what happens at a certain location. And so in my mind, I was like, well, if I'm outside the house and then I walk inside the house,
Right. I don't think I understood the question.
now I'm in
my
a new
bad. Yeah.
I'm in a new location.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I didn't think about the hybrid nature of a vehicle.
Yeah.
Cool. We got stumped.
No point.
Couple
No
of,
points awarded.
couple of stumpy, junky little bitches.
Despite the fact that we both got super excited that we thought we got it.
You know what? Since that was my bad on my mistake, I'm gonna give you guys a point. Just
What?
1 point.
No, fuck that.
That's a sympathy point. That's
No, I don't want no sympathy points.
Get your
All right,
pity
all
away
right,
from me.
all right.
Yeah.
okay. This question is also worth 2 points.
Oh, yeah.
What is another name for a scene header? A scene line, B, a slug line, or C, a location line?
A scene line, a slug line, or a location line?
Mm-hmm. What is another name for a header, for a scene header?
I am ready.
All right. Reveal your answers in 3, 2, 1. B. Maddie's correct.
Son of a bitch.
It's called a slug line.
A slug line.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know why it's called that?
I do not, but I can look it up really quick.
I don't know why I've just heard that before.
Yeah.
It did sound right, but I wasn't ready to bank all of my gold on it.
The term slug derives from the days of hot metal printing, when printers set type by hand in a small form called a stick. Later, huge linotype machines turned molten lead into casts of letters, lines, settings, and paragraphs. A line of lead in both eras was known as a slug.
Oh. Well, wouldn't you know it?
No kidding.
Cheesy Biscuit is at 5 points.
Sad Swain's at 2.
Still sad.
F's in the chat. Moving on.
All right.
Forgot this isn't live.
Here is another 2-point question. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
True or false? When indicating a transition, it goes on the left side of the script.
When indicating a transition,
Yep. From one scene to the next.
go what on the left side?
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready.
And 3, 2, 1. False. Correct.
Nice.
Wow.
It goes on the right.
I was like, it doesn't go on the side that it usually should.
Oh, that makes sense. It'll stand out from the rest.
I'll give you a
Yeah.
bonus question for another point. Name me one other transition other than cut to.
A dissolve.
Or fade too, yeah.
Correct. Dissolve.
Yes.
And also fade to as well. Yep. But
Yeah.
since you got it, Swain, you raised your hand, you get the extra point.
Thank you. I will. This will be my point. I'll just put right in the douche jar. But just a common misconception, which is actually one that I recently started to fix, is a fade and a dissolve are different.
Ooh,
A lot of
okay.
times people will say, fade from one clip to another, but a fade is either from black or white,
Okay.
or to black or white.
Okay.
But if you're going from one video to another,
It's a dissolve.
It's a dissolve.
Interesting. Okay. Well, we're learning a lot here today, guys. I feel so blessed. That was a really good fun fact. Thank you.
You are welcome.
All right. This one is worth 3 points.
Oh, I could cinch it.
We're getting into the nitty gritty.
I could tie her up right here.
When should you capitalize a character's name within a script? Is it A, at the beginning of a scene, B, all the time, or C, at the end, or towards the end of a scene?
And when you say capitalize, you mean like the whole thing?
All capitalized.
Okay.
Do you want me to read the answers again?
Yes, please.
A, when they first enter a scene, B, never, or C, all the time.
I'm ready.
Capitalize the entire name.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You ready? Mm-hmm. All right. And 3, 2, 1. A,
C.
C. That is incorrect.
Damn it!
You are correct.
Damn it! That was what I was gonna say.
Sad Swain gets 3 points.
So when a character first enters any scene, you start it off by capitalizing their name. So if a new character enters a scene, like say Swain and I are talking, and then you enter, when you enter, even if it's like down below when the scene, like when the scene's like in the middle, we would capitalize your name because you have just entered.
And so that's because then at a quick glance, whoever's looking over the script can take a look at the scene and just look for the capitalized names and know exactly who's going to be in it.
Yep.
Makes sense?
Another project for the AD.
We should get one of those. And I miscounted last round. I forgot to add my bonus point, so I'm now at 8.
Ooh, okay.
How many questions are left?
There are 2 more questions.
2 more questions.
I'm gonna kill him.
Please don't kill me.
So for the final 2 questions, I will make this 4 points.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're getting risky. We're getting real weird here. A parenthetical, is that A, how a character says a piece of dialogue, or B, where the dialogue is being heard from?
Parenthetical is how the dialogue is said or where it's coming from.
Yep.
Ooh.
Do you have it?
Yes, I have my answer. And that's like so like in parentheses.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I just wanted to make sure I knew what that meant.
Usually happens during not usually happens during dialogue scenes with a character.
I'm trying to picture a fucking script.
I know.
Whatever.
All right. Both have your answers?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Reveal in 3, 2, 1. You said where it said? That was B, right?
Mm-hmm.
Swain is correct. It is how it is said.
Oh, cool.
So if your character is saying something very angrily or is trying to convey a certain emotion, you would write that in the
Parentheses.
Write that in parentheses.
in parentheses, yeah. Parentheticals. Parenthetical. Yeah.
I knew whatever I choose wasn't whatever I chose. It was going to be the opposite.
So that being said, where the dialogue is being given is also a thing part of a script in the dialogue section, and it's called an extension. So say a character is talking in a voiceover, you would put VO right next to their character name.
So how is that? Is there like a hyphen or a colon or?
They're both in parentheses. One is right next to the name. One's right below it.
Oh.
Yep. So say like
So they're both in parentheses.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
that
So we're both right.
I feel like
parenthetical
that doesn't
though.
really work.
No, because it's a term. Parenthetical. It's the way action or the way a dialogue is being said.
Oh,
An
okay.
extension is where it's coming from.
Oh, I guess I had a lucky guess then.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I that's just all I thought it meant was like one's in parentheses and one isn't.
Okay.
Yeah, didn't you ask, does that mean in parentheses?
Yeah.
Oh, that's my bad.
No,
Right?
it's-
Isn't that what you said?
I
Yeah.
must have misheard.
Yeah.
That's my bad. Yeah. Well, I mean, because it is in parentheses.
right,
like,
but I guess they both are.
yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Take your fucking points, scum.
Well, there's one more question.
No, he's gonna fucking win if he got 4.
Do we want to be winner takes all?
No, just let him win. I don't care.
Put that in a parenthetical.
Do we want to do the last question then?
Yeah.
Okay. Giving those two definitions, what category would the term prelap go into? Extension or parenthetical?
So A is extension, B is parenthetical.
Mm-hmm.
No idea. No idea.
I'm ready.
All right. Reveal your answers in 3, 2, 1. B. That is incorrect. It is an extension.
Oh.
A prelap.
We suck.
Wah, wah. A prelap is a type of cut that happens when the dialogue happens before the scene comes forward. So say, just hearing like a piece of dialogue from the next scene, although we're hanging on the previous one, and then cuts.
Interesting. So that's how you would write that into the script. Cool. Yeah, that's what I've previously called an L cut or a J cut.
Yeah, for some reason I thought you would have gotten that, Swain, because I remember us having a little bit of a conversation about that type of cut.
Yeah, and I guess my terminology is more from like the editing side of things than the writing and planning side of things.
Yeah.
Huh.
And that was the game. How many?
Nice.
Bing, 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 bing. How many points did we ended up on?
I ended up with 12 points.
I ended up with 7 points.
Still solid.
Hey,
still
it was
solid.
a close game.
Little applause right here.
And I also got
Thank
a
you
point.
for writing the question.
Of course,
Thank
yeah.
you. Thank you, Game Master.
Yeah.
I think the real winners here are the audience.
Because now they know a little bit more about a script.
Edumacation.
Edumacation, masturbation,
And, you know,
Sharing our, knowledge.
knowledge.
knowledge. Ty Lopez up in this bitch.
I can't believe you said that.
Me?
No, him. When he went, let the audience soak up, knowledge. Whatever we have to give.
I wonder if the audience remembers that
Do you
as
not
I
know?
hope
as
so.
crisply as we do.
Do you not know who Ty Lopez is? The guy who's like in those old commercials who are like, you just got to read a book every single day if you want to be successful. That's how you get a Lamborghini. in your garage.
Yeah.
He kept saying just knowledge. So I assumed that was a reference to that.
Oh no, it's always a reference about me.
Yeah, no, he's just a douche.
I was the original douche 5 years after Ty Lopez.
Hey, you are what you eat.
Yuck. Well, we're going to end this one short here.
Yeah.
That's it for us. I'm going to go wash my eyes with soap.
Yeah.
Or a douche. So what else are we doing here today?
I don't know. That's all I had planned, was doing a little trivia. Just to make a little bit of an announcement, we will be posting a mock script that will highlight the various terms that go on within a script, and for everyone to view, so they can get a little bit of a taste of what the script writing process may look like, and then they can use that as like a little cheat sheet whenever they get to reading hours.
And where, pray tell, can people find this mock script?
You can find this mock script posted on our Instagram or on our Facebook page. Feel free to comment, ask any questions if you have any, and let us know what you think, and let us know what else you would like to know about scripts. We are here for you, and we want to get this as a learning experience as much as we can.
Yeah, and as you can see, we may not know everything, and it's okay to admit that, and to put yourself out in the world and not know what a pre-lap is.
Speaking about cannabis, apparently it actually is THC.
Oh,
really?
These edibles that just got legalized, apparently they're not Delta 8, they're not Delta 9, they're like legitimate THC.
You owe the Minnesota government an apology, Swain.
I guess I do, and every person I told.
Yeah.
That they were full of shit.
We'll both go on tour, you for the edibles thing, me for the Stranger Things.
Basically, no one knew what the bill even was that they were signing.
Oh.
But yeah, no, so
That's
you'll be
hilarious.
able to buy legal Colorado edibles
But
in 5 milligram doses.
So, okay, but does that mean you can get like a pack of 100 milligrams and they're just 5 milligrams, so they come in 20?
Yes, I think it said
Choice.
I think it said the max you can sell in a package is 500.
Oh, choice.
So
Yeah, that's awesome.
Hell
Just
yeah.
grab a handful of them. We
Yeah,
can put
no
them in a
kidding.
candy dish on the coffee
Yeah.
table.
My only concern is how expensive they're gonna be.
Yeah.
Because I feel like at first it's gonna be high up there until distribution can get settled down to a point where it's more easily accessible around.
That's fair.
yeah, and I have no idea when we're gonna start being able to buy them.
God, I just want to like my favorite thing when CBD became popular is finding all the kooky places that just sold CBD.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Because there was there's gas stations, there was a movie, Family Video sold
Yeah, that was the
CBD
best.
for
Yeah.
like a minute, which was weird.
That was the best.
Yeah, everybody was like, I want to sell that.
Yeah,
I want to get on that train.
It was so weird. I think there was like a bowling alley that sold CBD.
So why did the article call it hemp-derived THC? Or is that just what all
Because
THC is?
THC is always hemp derived.
Okay, that makes a fucking ton of sense.
Yeah, it's just like the dumbest way they could have ever phrased it.
Yeah, okay. Speaking of scripts.
Yeah, let's talk about ours.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I think today then we're going to be talking about the conversation between Zoe and Nicole and how that's going to be playing out during the first round of pairings that we do.
Yeah, their first interaction. So yeah, once David and Donnie kind of break away from the group, Zoe and Nicole I think Nicole ends up kind of grabbing Zoe by the scruff of her neck over and traps her in some sort of a conversation. So yeah, I'm excited to kind of talk with you guys about what that looks like.
Same here.
Let's talk about what are the main things that we want to establish with this. I know the main one is Nicole's fucking crazy.
Yeah, Nicole's crazy, but yes, we want to show that Nicole's crazy. I think we also want to show Zoe trying to get back to David, show that reintroduce the idea of I'm supposed to be David's rock right now, but Nicole not willing to let go of that and stay put. So just kind of having her backtrack a little bit, I guess, is what I imagine part of the conversation going like.
Yeah, so I can see a lot of Zoe's lines kind of coming back to gosh, I'm kind of worried about David, or, just kind of like touching on that aspect in probably all kinds of ways, like in response to what Nicole says, but kind of always coming back to, I'm here to support David and something like that. Yeah.
Do you think Nicole would pick up on Zoe trying to go back to David and feel a little bit of animosity towards that? Just because, like, she's so dedicated to David, and like Nicole is not that dedicated to Donnie.
Yeah, it's kind of tricky because like I feel like in a lot of ways we haven't really nailed down what kind of crazy Nicole is.
I think we talked about just something unhinged, or at least like from the conversations we did have about Nicole, it seemed just very unhinged and like someone who probably should be on medication who isn't on medication.
So she's just ready to snap.
I'm kind of picturing that. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I feel like she's just weird.
She's just weird. I guess there's a difference between like, oh, I need to be like medicated, there's something mentally wrong with me, to like, oh no, she's just really weird and quirky, Maybe
people who are just weird should be medicated. I definitely should be.
I think she's just like too weird.
Too weird. Okay.
So I guess my question is,
she can be medicated or she cannot, but she's just fucking weird.
I kind of like the idea of that she's not medicated.
Yeah.
Because Donnie's just like, she's fine. She's perfect.
Donnie doesn't give a fuck.
Oh yeah, she's not medicated.
Yeah.
No.
I think he does give a fuck, but like doesn't know to give a fuck.
He's too naive.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, she just had a bad day.
Yeah.
That's how he sounds now.
Yeah. I like that. That was a good Donnie.
Yeah.
So, what else are we trying to like understand about Nicole? I mean, like, she's a little unhinged. She's a little really weird. But like, what is her goal into trying to connect with Zoe? Is it almost like she's trying to connect with someone outside of the family?
I think so. I think that Nicole definitely sees Zoe as kind of a lifeline. Like, oh, here's another woman. Here's another, like, someone from outside of the family. Here's another kind of like, I can tie myself to her and like we can kind of get through this like kooky family together.
Yeah. So she's almost looking for an ally.
Yeah, I think she wants Zoe to be her friend.
Totally.
And she's also trying, and correct me if I'm wrong, but she's also trying to portray to Zoe that she is like top banana in the family. Like she's like everyone loves her.
Yeah. Oh,
like,
stick with me, kid.
Yeah. Like I'll show you the ropes. I got through it easily.
Totally.
Everyone here respects me.
Yeah. How wrong she
When
is.
in actuality,
Donnie respects you, kind of.
Kinda.
In his
Donnie
way.
respects the idea of you.
Yeah. So I guess I think just like kind of seeing her motivation. I know we wrote before too a little bit of like character motivations when we were writing a little bit of the script.
Yeah.
And I think we said we wanted her motivation to be seen with her flaws.
Yeah. When earlier this week off the show, we were kind of fine tuning those character introductions, kind of looking at that montage sequence with a more fine tooth comb. And yeah, Austin and I had just kind of discussed what each kind of character's motivations are. And yeah, I think that is what we landed on for Nicole is, just a want to be seen and recognized even with her flaws.
Yeah. So I guess, is she showing her flaws to Zoe right away?
I don't know if she's ready to like
show off her weird. So she's trying, so in this particular scene, she's trying to play it up. She's trying to hide a little bit of her weirdness. What is her weird?
I think so. I mean, I don't know. But I think in this scene she is kind of trying to like puff out her chest a little bit, kind of like
peacocking.
Yeah, she's kind of peacocking for the new girl. Like, hey kid, come on, come stick with me. Kind of that whole vibe, and just trying to get Zoe on her side. And luckily they're gonna have another interaction in the next scene, so that'll probably be a chance for Nicole to really, really show her bad side. And that lines up perfectly.
So I thought about a way to probably shorten up Nicole and Zoe's scene. And it literally could just be like a cut where like Zoe and Nicole are talking just before Nicole takes Zoe away. And something similar to that line of like, don't worry, kid, stick with me and I'll show you the ropes. Everyone loves me here. And as they're like walking, she's like waving to like Carol or whatever. She's like, oh, we're just going to go cook. If you miss us, we'll be in here. And like Carol says something like miss you. And that's like their interaction or whatever.
Yeah.
And we just cut right there.
Yeah.
And that way we're not trying to like add more story to there when in reality we're just trying to like establish that Nicole's a little nutty and she just wants to kill Donnie.
Yeah, I mean, I could even see this conversation all happening in the kitchen. So like their interaction carries all the way through David and Donnie having a conversation into David and Carol having a conversation and Lonnie and Johnny doing their thing. Yeah. So I mean maybe that could work.
Or even just like moments of like the family disrespecting her. Yeah. like just like subtle moments. Like say like she's like making something and like Johnny or Lonnie like puts their finger in the bowl and licks it, and then like Carol's like, or not Carol, Nicole's like, haha, please don't do that. And then like another one just like
just a bunch of assholes.
Yeah, truly.
Yeah. Something like that, I guess. I'm just trying to find what's a good part for this scene. Like what are we we doing?
Find a couple good punchlines for sure. And yeah, I think as many opportunities as we can take for like someone to set themselves up as like, oh, here's what I am, and then just have that immediately proven wrong, I think lines up with what this family is living through. Because I feel like all of them kind of have their masks.
Yeah. They're all trying to portray themselves as someone who they aren't, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, totally.
Or maybe who they want to be.
Yeah.
There we go.
Absolutely. I think another aspect that might be worth exploring in this interaction is this could be a good time to like get some backstory on David if we want, because he is not introduced in the hey, here's the family bit. Yeah. And so if we wanted a little bit more of like his background, it could always come from Nicole to Zoe, or just like somewhere in their conversation of like, if Nicole's like, oh yeah, David and Donnie were always butting heads when they were kids. I remember this time in our wedding when David would yada, yada, yada. Like just a little bit of something to get some depth into his character.
You know what? That'd be fun to like do similar presentation that we were doing with the other characters, the other intros.
Right.
But since it's coming from the perspective of Nicole, it's kind of like same thing, but like shittily done. like it's not as like crystal clear. It's kind of like just like the weird carbon copy of like that sequence, and it's just like, David, he is whatever, and like instead of like forward, like in the foreground of the scene, like what if he was like in the mid ground, or something like in the background, just something really weird.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know, just to mix it up.
Right.
Do the same thing but turn it on its head.
Yeah, I could see that. Something like that could definitely work. I'm not sure about, kind of going back into that structure, but I think, giving a chance to define the people who we weren't able to define in the earlier sections definitely could work out. I'm thinking too that we should make this conversation matter, because we spend a lot of time with Zoe and Nicole having a talk, and if it's just a talk, like, yes, we learn things about the characters and we learn how Ronnie died, but like if it doesn't influence the future of the story, I wonder if we're just wasting time.
That's fair.
It's kind of like, with all of this setup with them talking, like I feel like we need some sort of a payoff.
I feel like the only payoff is figuring out that she killed Ronnie.
Yeah, so far for sure.
So why can't it just be that?
It could.
I mean, that's a big part of the.
I guess I
don't know.
I guess I see what you're saying, Swain, because you're right. We're on there for like 2 rotations.
Yeah, we spent like 2 full scenes with them having a talk.
And I know like we're revealing that like she killed Ronnie at the second one. What are we trying to figure out during the first one?
Well, and even like who killed Ronnie doesn't really matter to our story.
Yeah. Right.
It doesn't change anything.
It's more of a joke.
Yeah. So it's like, I feel like something that happens between Nicole and Zoe should influence the story in some way. And I don't know what that is, but I feel like we should give a payoff to all of that setup.
That makes sense. I agree with what you're saying.
And so even if it's like someone, you know, they're in the kitchen and they're cooking and like, oops, they drop something into something, and then halfway through the dinner someone's choking, and it leads into like the main argument, or like something that we could do that would make it feel worth it. Give the audience some credit for like, okay, we're spending all these time with these characters, I better pay attention.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And we don't have to figure that. No, we don't have to figure that out now, but something to get your gears turning about.
Do you have any ideas just to kind of...
Just the one I just said, and that was, I literally just had this realization. So you're getting it raw, baby.
Ooh, I feel it. I guess also another thing is to, and this isn't for Nicole, but to get like Zoe to feel that pressure to make the ending pay off a little bit more when Zoe leaves the dinner.
Oh, yeah.
Just kind of heightening her anxiety of like the day and what's going on. So maybe it's like something part of the ritual that Nicole's like, I gotta do this because it's part of the family, you know? And it's like something that just like seems really weird. Like what if it was like they're making a bundle of like stick figure like dolls or whatever, and he's like, you know, something creepy, and just kind of like, that doesn't seem like that belongs at a funeral. And she's like, yeah, I gotta do this for Donnie, you know, I do what I can for him, blah blah blah, giving a little bit of the dynamic between Nicole and Donnie, and then also hinting more towards this like grand finale of like the weird cult.
Yeah, totally. And if we build in like Zoe getting uncomfortable by that fact, I think that's the setup to Zoe leaving.
Yep.
I think that kind of answers our problem right there. Maybe the payoff is Zoe leaving.
Yeah.
So now we kind of, and this is really our only chance to build in that setup.
I agree. So yeah, I think I at the very least I think it's part of it.
Totally.
There could be something else for Nicole, and I think we should chew on that because I want our characters to feel alive. That's, you know.
Yeah. And I'm feeling like they do.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways. I definitely understand like the want to like explore them more, but I don't know if I've ever spent this much time with a group of people like this. Like it's really kind of interesting.
It is.
I feel like they live in my head.
Yeah.
So there's no payoff for any of the other conversations either?
I feel like the other conversations are like to heighten everyone else's like aggression towards one another. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm off base.
Well, and we haven't written any of the conversations yet, really.
Well, right, but if it's between Lonnie and Johnny, there's not a payoff with them.
I think the payoff is the comic relief of Johnny being high.
That's what I thought was with Nicole.
What do you mean?
I think Nicole's comic relief.
Well, yeah, but Johnny and Lonnie getting high in the garage pays off in the future by Johnny acting weird around the family.
It's also to get insight on Lonnie as well.
Right. But as far as like setup and payoff in the future, that's kind of the distinction that I'm trying to make, I suppose.
But I think you have a really good point, Maddie, in maybe we had to like write out those like clear intentions, like what's the payoff here within this scene and what.
Yeah, because there's nothing between David and Carol either.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be something that we have to think about in every one of these scenes. This is just kind of the first where we're addressing it. Yeah.
That's although it's more work, I'm really happy you brought that up. That does sound like something we need to think about.
Definitely. And I mean, we'll get to that.
Agreed.
You know, as we write these scenes, we'll just have to say, why does this matter? Like, why are we here? If this conversation isn't important, let's not write it.
Yeah, that makes sense. Gosh, this is such an interesting way of going about things. The more we do this, the more I've been like agreeing with your comment, Maddie, about like this kind of being a little like thought experiment or just kind of an experiment in general. because it's like we're trying to find that line of like, okay, what do we share here, you know, and what's like behind the scenes, and it's just like the amount of work that like goes into like doing all this and trying to figure all of it out. It's very interesting. It's very surreal.
Yeah, and I mean, we've been saying since the beginning that we're going to talk about less stuff on the podcast. So
during the pre-production, or I guess everything kind of, because like
pretty much from development where it's all kind of talk. Now we're into more of like the grunt work, where we'll probably do less grunting on here because no one likes that.
Yeah, no, I didn't like that.
Maddie didn't like that.
That's fair.
I guess one like final thought as far as like setup and payoff is, I mean, I think what you said made perfect sense, is like getting kind of an insight on Zoe as far as why she ends up leaving the dinner table, and so maybe we end up with a little meower. What a scream. Featuring Richie.
Sorry.
Our kitty.
I knew she would meow.
That was amazing. If we can like fit into that conversation somehow. So maybe when Zoe and Nicole are talking, Zoe like starts like, oh yeah, just like, oh, like death kind of like really makes me uncomfortable. Like I really don't like being around dead things. Yeah. Like kind of like getting her towards that.
Is she a vegetarian? Are we making her a vegetarian?
Shit, maybe.
That'd be hilarious.
I don't know yet, but like just like maybe something like, I just really don't like being around dead things. Like I'm happy to be here at a funeral and like celebrate a life, but like, oh, I saw a dead bird once and I almost threw up. So it's like when Ronnie rolls in, then like the audience knows why she starts like hyperventilating and all that, and then she leaves and the story progresses.
I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, let's play off that idea. That sounds fun.
Yeah, I think that something like that would be a good avenue to chase down as far as the setup and payoff of that dialogue.
Well, how are we feeling today, guys? Are we feeling pretty good?
I think we end it right there.
Yeah. All right. Well, before we end it, we got to pause for room tone.